Welcome back, my darlings, to Third Eye Exchange. I am Samantha Munoz, for those who are new here. And today is a long-awaited topic. Honestly, I never was 100% sure that I'd ever be covering this topic because it's so controversial, I guess. But I think I got to a place personally where I'm like, okay, I feel comfortable talking about this because I didn't want to be like uninformed or feel like the blind leading the blind, so to speak. And after years of research and years of experiencing my own life and coming to my own conclusions, I finally have. So today's topic, before the reading, we're gonna make it quick, to the point, is twin flames. So yes. So my personal opinion, what I find to be true about twin flames is that I don't think that they're as rare as like people think, honestly. I do think they are a very regal form of a relationship. It doesn't make any of us better if we've experienced it, but I do think that you've had to get to a certain point in your spiritual journey, in your incarnations, to attract this kind of connection. It is not for the faint heart. You have to be one of those people that is ready to look at the darker parts of yourself and sit with them. It's very karmic. Karma does not have to be bad. It can be very good. But there are, obviously shadowy aspects as well to a twin flame dynamic. And I don't want to get too much into it, but put it this way. Twin flames are literally one soul split into two because they're like that powerful, or however the story goes. But with that being said, that means wherever you're at in your journey, and whether you're masculine or feminine, whatever that means to you, though, that person is always going to be a reflection. So your inner struggles, your strengths, experiences you've had, this person will mirror that. And that's not always pretty, especially if we're not ready to look at our shadow side, and especially if we're not ready to love ourselves unconditionally. And that's okay. Wherever you're at in your journey, that is okay. I think there's so many common misconceptions with this, but I think the biggest key to, I guess, attracting your twin flame, if that's what you really, really want, is learning to love yourself and trusting yourself on your journey. Learning to heal yourself enough to be able to embody those two things unconditionally. And no matter what kind of noise is going on around you. And you'll find once you're living like a purpose-driven life. I did a video on this recently, so that kind of explains it a little bit more. But once you're living your purpose-driven life, whatever that looks like for you, and you're in alignment, things will fall into place so quickly. It'll happen fast. The alignment is like that. Like, you ever like meet somebody and it's like one day they just like meet the right person for them. They bought a house, they graduated, or like they found like success in their career, like whatever it is, all these things unfolded for them in a matter of like weeks, right? And you ask yourself, like how? It's because wherever they landed in their journey, they were in alignment for their purpose. And don't get me wrong, sometimes karmic relationships, good and bad, can unfold similarly, but there is a difference. And one of the best pieces of advice that I think I've ever found on that journey is that it's not you can't go outside of yourself if you want that kind of relationship. If you want your twin flame, you can't go outside of yourself for the answers to bring them to you. It's like a very, very, strangely enough, it's a very inward personal journey. And it doesn't always unfold on our timeline. It doesn't always, we might like do all this healing, but it's like you also have to take breaks and like rest so you're ready for, the next chapter and phase. It's not a one size fits all. Everyone's is going to look a little bit different, but I do genuinely believe that like once you're in alignment, it'll unfold. And there is, like they say, there is a lot of karma often surrounding these connections. So it's up to you whether or not you really want that or are ready for that. So that's what I've come to conclude for twin flames. Like I said, I don't think it's as much of a rarity as it used to be. There's a collective for a reason. I also firmly believe that, like a lot of people that are coming into union with their twin flames, their mission together and even separately is to show the human race that this level of love for the self and for others can be achieved, that it's very possible. Because I feel like a lot of people are like jaded nowadays, and you could just, I'm not gonna get too deep into that, but I think, like I said, me personally, I believe that that's why we're all starting to incarnate at the same time. And because I hear so many people say this is not for everybody, it's so rare. Like, I think at one point in time, yes, maybe that was true, but I don't think that that's the case anymore. And like I said, my reasons why, is I think as we all are ascending, or maybe some of us not, we are gonna need to, like, I think this teaches us how to relearn all the things that society is not teaching us. Those lessons of like learning to love yourself and trust yourself spiritually and like embody all those things. And I think through your union with somebody, like whatever projects and your purpose that you're both carrying out in order to like be an example of that, I really believe that that's what's meant for all of us. Well, and I don't think that everybody has a twin flame incarnated here. They say not everybody is a twin flame. So, if you feel like that doesn't resonate for you, then take what resonates and leave the rest. But I do have, like I said, my certain beliefs, and that's what they are about these. It took me many years to get to a point where I believe I truly understand that concept for myself. Because for a long time, even if I thought somebody was mine, I didn't truly understand what that was. So now I don't really question it. I'm like, this is what I think it is. This is what I'm pretty sure it is, for me. And, you know, I have done research. I've seen countless videos, read countless things on it. And like I said, it's taken me a long time to get to a resolution that I feel is sound on that. I also believe my parents are twin flames, and often in twin flames you will see that both parties are different manifestations of the same traumas, because you know the masculine energy is different from the feminine energy and they are complementary. So I definitely see that my parents embody that statement. I don't really know what their journey was about. Maybe their journey, you know, they're not succeeding on their missions. Maybe their only mission was literally to come into union and have my sister and I don't know. That's still something I'm like trying to figure out. But I know that if I'm meant to know, the answer will come to me one day. As lately many things are starting to make more sense. So, and I do not by any means know everything about this. These are just the things that I'm like, okay, when we take all the the toxicity out of this, because that's really kind of an issue I had with this whole concept for a long time. I just felt like so many people have so many different opinions, which is perfectly fine, but I do feel like the narratives around this phenomenon are being like so toxic. You know, like they're being toxically like perpetuated, and I'm like, I can't get behind that. If I'm being quite honest, there's some people that I'm like, and it really is that simple. So, you know, take all the noise out and see what you're left with. And you know what? If you never come to a conclusion about it, that's perfectly fine. I think it's also really hard to sometimes to maintain like that faith in the unseen. But okay, this would be the perfect way to sum it up. And I've been telling myself this lately, and also like some close friends of mine, the same way that you know someone is not for you, that's going to be the same way that you know they are. Whether that's a soulmate or a twin flame or, you know, what's the word? Like a member of your soul family, you know. So I genuinely believe that. And if you take nothing else from this video, that's the only thing I really want everyone to think about. Because I feel like take all the other beliefs, whether you agree or not, that one's a big one, and it's important for a lot of people, I think, to know. Because I think we get so wrapped up in the noise of the day-to-day, it's easy to, like, again, like, kind of tying in, it's easy to not trust ourselves, especially because, you know, part of us, like, being human, like, in a human experience, we have to listen to logic. Part of that is survival, and part of that is just, like, our day-to-day lives. And, you know, we have to find the right balance between that and listening to our hearts and our spiritual selves. So, without further ado, Spirit, do we have any messages? Okay, so I don't know if this is relevant, but, like, lately, the song, like this morning, sometimes before I do readings for people, I'll get messages before, but that song, by Billie Eilish. I don't remember. Happier Than Ever. That song, but like, you know the part when like the beat drops and it gets like very rock and rolly? It's like that, those parts in it that have been like, you know, you made me hate this city, you know, and all that. So that might be relevant for somebody out there. Also, I actually channeled this on a one-on-one one time, but that song, like, by Ariana Grande, I don't know why I can't get any, I'm, like, not getting songs right now. Like, I can't think of any lyrics. I just lost it. But the Happier Than Ever, for sure. Oh, In My Head by Ariana Grande. But it was all in my head. Look at you, boy. So you might be experiencing something like that. Both of those songs are about like really trying for somebody and realizing either they weren't who you thought they were, or it just wasn't meant to be, like they weren't that person. Maybe that's why I had to open up with this message about like what my thoughts are. Maybe your thoughts around this kind of dynamic are starting to change. We have Knight of Swords. We have the Lovers. Wow. All right. The Lovers came out first. We have the Knight of Swords. This tarot deck, and then we have the Ace of Swords. I actually saw this when I first started shuffling, like when I had went to cut the deck earlier, so I was like, this might come out. So I'm gonna just do one, and then Ace of Swords as the underlying energy. So when I see the Lovers, it could be coming into union, or this could be, I'm having this the left represent you, so like receiving information, and then like this is the more masculine energy, the Knight of Swords, that would be like right brained, so like giving information. But the Lovers is so you see in this, and this is not going to be every single time this card comes up, but in this card you see that the woman, she is the feminine, she is receiving like enlightenment about this connection, and they're separated by like a river, so that would be like the flow of life, so to speak, you know, like that's, I would say, their own journeys. And you know, the woman is recently just like realizing a lot of things. I think for the feminines, that just rings true lately. Like we're all starting to realize like certain things about ourselves, about our connections, about what's really important to us and what we really need. I think a lot of us have gone inward recently, and just kind of have been collectively at that point where we're like, God first, you know, or the universe, whatever you believe in. But and I think because look at the man in this picture, like he's worshiping this woman, and through his worship for his divine feminine, he's reaching enlightenment. So that might be a connection coming in. I also feel like, you know, some of us may experience like a breakage. How do I explain this? Like a breakage of a former relationship, a habit. I feel like this is more like a mindset. And there is, that's really interesting. So on the woman's right arm, which would represent the masculine energy in her life, there's a bee, which when I see bees personally, I always think of like prosperity, community, high vibration. And he has a snake on his arm, which is interesting. Excuse me. So maybe these, maybe you, as a woman, you have a snake or a bee tattoo. Maybe your counterpart has a bee or a snake tattoo. Maybe you both do, and you don't even know it yet because you haven't met each other yet. But I do, and I have been feeling personally like this is very, I can't give an exact timeline. I don't think that's right when people do that. I think that's one of the toxic narratives that I was referring to earlier. But I do feel like there's going to be a lot more twin flames coming into union very soon. And if you're watching this, you're probably one of them, deep down, especially if you've been feeling it too. And also, like, I don't know why I've been playing with this. This is like an ornament my aunt gave me a long time ago, but maybe this is relevant. Listen to your whispers. So your inner guidance. Listen to your inner guidance. What else do we have? So the Lover's card is 6. That's relationships. The Knight of Swords. When I first pulled this, it makes me think of like a man heading off into battle. The beginning of like a journey. I do want to look this up. That's air energy though. They're both air energy. The Lovers always represents Gemini, and the Knight of Swords, I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. Also, the underlying energy, I should say, is the Ace of Swords here. And when I think of this myself, I think of like a brand new beginning, like a big beginning. And behind that, we have the Sun and the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Honestly, I'm just taking all of these out. We'll put the underlying energy in the middle, and we'll have the Sun and the King of Cups. Oh. And the Queen of Wands. And the Empress. Okay, so after this, we're done. And the last card I pulled there, so we pulled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 cards, the number of abundance. We're gonna keep this here. The underlying energies, I would say, are all these things. And Temperance is, okay, I guess the Three of Wands wants to come out too, because that just fell onto the Ace of Swords. So we will keep that like closely linked to the side, I guess. We'll take the Queen of Wands and the Empress as one, and then Temperance will be like a message. So this is patience. Patience for all of this to unfold. And just, I'm hearing like, just keep doing what you're doing. Like keep doing what you feel like you need to do on your path. Whatever it is, whatever you've been doing spiritually, career-wise, you know what you need to do. Okay, so this changes things a bit. So we'll do the Knight of Swords. Before I read that, I'm getting like this masculine, like becoming worthy, realizing that you're worthy, or realizing that realizing what you need to do to embody someone who knows they're worthy. And you're always worthy, but I'm hearing like a guitar, like an electric guitar. I don't know. I got a little pain, a little pressure right there. But also you see like this reminds me of someone who's like charging off to battle. They have a ring in their pocket, like they're on the way to like show the woman that they love, like, I am worthy, or man, whatever. Guys, just know if I say man or woman, it's fluid. Whatever resonates for you. It doesn't, I'm not trying to offend anybody, so just know that. Whatever you are, this can still fit. Okay, anyway, I just had to get that out there. Knight of Swords. Aggression and a combative attitude prevail. There is a person, maybe yourself, that is constantly on the attack, or a general conflict is about to boil over and take on a life of its own. Be cautious and mindful of the source of this conflict. It could also be like you fighting like an inner battle with yourself lately about certain things. Yeah, that's definitely coming out. But like I said, I want to go with my gut on this one. This is like more of like an embarking on something, going after what you want. There you go. Cutting things off that don't serve you anymore. The conflict could be a number of things, but I am getting it's probably an inner conflict. Like the head versus the heart. Somebody here might not know exactly what they want. Or whatever situation that you were just dealing with recently, whether that's like a few years ago and you haven't been dating, or if it's like literally yesterday or earlier today. I'm getting, this is not, okay, like I said, this changes things. This is not, okay, this is not the energy of that person for you. This is, you might have found like in the past you were attracting people that were conflicted. They never knew what they wanted, or when things got real, same thing, like they didn't really know what they wanted, or what they wanted wasn't in alignment with what you wanted. That's coming out heavy. I even had a dream about that actually last night, which is funny. So now that makes more sense. I wasn't really sure about that until now. Okay, so that's on the left. On the right, we have the Sun. So this is like one of the best cards, that probably the best card in a spread that you could get. So the Sun and the King of Cups. The person that's coming in for you is somebody that wants to offer you like emotional intelligence, support, love, financial stability, all the things that are on your list of needs, wants, non-negotiables. That's what this person will be offering you. And you know in your heart, I just felt like this hand start vibrating, and then there's a ringing in my ear. So you know in your heart, you'll know in your heart when this person arrives. Yes, you might question it a little bit. You might have a little bit of that inner conflict, maybe because you're used to it. But at the end of the day, like, something about this will just feel different. It'll feel familiar. It'll feel like it's different this time. I've known this person, like, even though that's cliche. But also, you'll be stepping into your power with the Empress card, or you're in your power. And I think it's great because we have the Empress next to the Queen of Wands. So this is like, I don't know, this is giving me like female energy, even though it's on the right side, which I believe is the masculine, but this is giving me like the feminine energy. This is a woman who knows her worth, who is in her power, who is strong in her convictions, who is or has made a beautiful life for herself. That's like the Sun, and there's like blessings over this connection. 100%. And like I said, this is not for everybody. Also, I'm getting, this is so weird. This person might be well endowed and whatever that means to you. Because look at this unicorn. Near the more, I guess that's a masculine. I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah, either way, that's also the horn is an ancient phallic symbol of fertility and protection. So that's important to note. I just love this. This is great. The Empress, the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands. I'm going to read these two. And then we also do have the Three of Wands. Oh, yeah. Like dreaming about possibilities. That might be a good way to like help the union is visualizations. Ace of Swords. Like I said, I always take this as a new beginning, but let's see what it says. Through the efforts of your mental energy and willpower, a new door is opening. This is a time of progress and forward momentum. So no matter what happened along this journey, you didn't give up. You didn't give up. And I think, you see how in the Three of Wands, he's like looking off in the distance and like I said, visualizations. He's imagining like what lies beyond. In here, this is also a good card, but I think it correlates with the Ace of Swords, with like the new opportunity that you brought in. So let's see. Foundations have been established and have given you a clearer perspective on what you're trying to achieve. That goes hand in hand with what I said before about like feminines realizing like what it is that they want, what it is that motivates them, stepping into their life purpose, you know, what they want for the future. And you're building a stable foundation, or you realize like that's what you're feeling called to do. Okay. So I want to read the Queen of Wands and I want to read the Empress. A person of social prominence presents themselves. Heed their advice. They want you to succeed in your intersections with others and are as invested in your purpose as you are. Let them in on your plans. So if you are feeling a little lost or like feel conflicted about certain things, whatever woman you hold in high regard spiritually in your life, definitely ask them for guidance. You can pray to your spirit guides about it, but this is more of like advice I'm getting. And then the Empress, let's see, we got 3 major arcana, so that's awesome. We have a 6, we have 10 minus what is 9 plus 10, so 19, which adds up to 10. It's like the beginning and the end. And 3, which is like spiritual creation. Remind yourself that compassion and love are more fulfilling than the fierce drive of ambition. You will need your strength over many days, so a moment of recharge is never a moment wasted. Remember how I was saying that? Like, you might have, like, the urge to, like, be going and going and going, but you need to rest. You need to sit in your feminine energy and let yourself recharge if you're a feminine. Same with the masculines, though. We all have masculine and feminine energy and need to constantly find the balance. Let your creative energy flow and your bodily energy rise, and take deep comfort in the loving relationships that support you. All your life, all your ambition, all of your choices must be in the service of love. Through this, you will know a bounty that can be harvested for eternity. And maybe we'll do one oracle card. This was my first instinct, so we'll just pull one of these. And Spirit, any more messages for the collective on this connection? I am really feeling like the feminines need to be taking care of yourself. I'm getting like he's figuring it out. This masculine is figuring it out. Like, you might be ready, but he's getting there. He's figuring it out. And I think this is going to come in a lot faster than we think. Fertility. Yeah, so these are like the perfect conditions to bring this situation together. This is also creativity, as the Empress says. And anytime I see wands, I always think of like manifestations. So keep that in mind too. Like, this is definitely coming in. We will read the watermelon. $29, that's an 11 card. Temperance is also, it adds up to 14, which adds up to 5, so that's change. Fertility, let's see what we've got. Life begins the day you start a garden. The nurture of elements around you is highlighted in watermelon energy, shows you will reap what you have sown. The wisdom of nature is at the forefront, and answers, discovery, and inspiration will be found there for you. Plan well, stick with things, and look after those around you. Challenges may be a failure to connect with others and inauthenticity. So that might be an obstacle, an emotional blockage that feminines are working through right now. Being able to, my throat is tingling. So being able to like speak up for yourself, even if your voice shakes or even if it's uncomfortable for you, like coming back into that power through conflict, because that came up in the earlier spread. So that is all I have for you for this twin flame reading. If you like it, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you'd like me to do in the future, or if you have any suggestions. That's all I have for you today. So thank you. I love you. Happy 11/11 portal. Happy manifesting. Don't forget to script. Make sure you write down all your manifestations and a gratitude list. So I love you. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.